Hello and welcome everyone to Michigan for the final round before we get to the championship round, the round of 8, second round at Michigan Motor Speedway. Hello and welcome everyone to SBRN, the new home for the Relentless Racing League. As we all know, we're going to be back next season in Cup, Xfinity Truck and ARCA to give you the full season. And today it is going to be an interesting race. 4 spots available for the championship. 4 guys will go home at the end of this race. As we have Tom Stanley taking his time, and here we have Justin Markey as well. Going to go over the points really quickly. Josh Grosso is in the lead with 3,066, and we'll just say the second two numbers because we all know they're at 3,000. So Grosso has the best chance to get in without winning the race. Justin Malarkey, last week's winner, does not need to win. He is locked into the final 4. So this is going to be the fight for the final 3 spots. Angel Hernandez has 51. Ethan Flanagan has 50. Coons has 48. Barkley has 46. John Nidek has 43, and Andrew Kolb has 37. Andrew Kolb, a guy who I did not expect to be down here with a 4-win season, was really strong in the regular season, but just is not where he wants to be in the playoffs. So he's going to have a strong night tonight. I'm joined tonight with Isaac Wilson. He was here last week for the race that we had last week at Bristol. It was quite an interesting race. A lot of drama, you could say, perhaps.
Yeah, there definitely was a lot of drama there, Joe. I'm kind of curious how much of that drama is going to spill over into this week. Cutoff race going into the championship 4. We know Malarkey's locked in, so we got 7 other guys fighting it out for those final 3 spots.
That is correct. So Kolb, I would say, is probably the guy to watch out for today. He needs to win pretty much or have a fantastic day considering how down he is in the points. So a pole, getting an extra point for the pole, is definitely going to help him out in getting to where he needs to be. Justin Barkley having an amazing playoffs compared to his regular season performance. He's definitely turned it up a notch in this race. But I say the guys that we're going to need to look out for, and would you have it, they're going to be starting side by side. That's going to be Ethan Flanagan and Josh Grosso.
It's always funny it happens. We see it happen in real life NASCAR with Denny and Ross. Whenever you have an issue with someone in history, you're always around him. It seems like you can never get away from him.
Yeah, and guess who's right behind him? Tom Stanley. But while we're getting ready to go, let's take a look at the starting lineup. Andrew Kolb in the Ally Chevrolet will roll off first, and Justin Barkley in the I don't even know what that says. Square 57. He'll start off in second. Angel Hernandez in the DC Solar Ford is going to be third. Then we have Greg Klein in his number 92. He'll be rolling off fourth in his Toyota. Mike Simone in the DuPont Chevrolet will roll off fifth. And Alan Coons is going to be rolling off sixth in the Zigzag Ford. Isaac Danger going to be rolling off seventh. He is driving the Ford built for the holidays, number 98 Ford. And Malarkey in his classic green and white Ford. Anthony Frey, he is driving the Viagra Chevrolet, and John Nidek is going to be driving the Severe Weather Country Chevrolet. Then in 11th is going to be, where is Ethan? He's just kind of hanging out there a little bit. But yeah, then we're going to have Josh Grosso in the number 8 Chevrolet. Stephen McComas is going to be rolling up behind as well. It's going to be Grosso, Forns, McComas, Pete Van Sprundell, Gibertson, and Warman rolling out the back. And make sure you check out Eric's Wacky Racing as well. He's going to be carrying our final truck race of the year. I've heard some things that we might be actually running it on Valentine's Day instead of the planned 21st. So we'll take a look at that and we'll relay the proper information once we get it.
I think it's on the 21st now. I think Chase, being as young and as single as he is, he forgot that the 14th kind of means a lot to us married people.
Well, I'm in that position too, where it's like, we got nothing to do that day. But I understand it. So yeah, 21st is fine. Get some work done on that day. Green flag is out, and Cole was going to lead him off. Good start by him and the 42 on the inside line. The outside did not get a really good start, but we're going to be seeing 3 wide. Frey, Flanagan, and Malarkey all run together. So it's
Yeah,
good.
on the inside line, you got Cole, and then you got one of his really good buddies. He's not his teammate, but his really good buddy is Angel behind him. I thought Angel might have worked him a little bit more, but that outside line is prevailing if Justin Barkley is going to go through 3 and 4 in the lead.
So when you think about this track, the closest idea of the track is Auto Club, but this track does not run like Auto Club. Auto Club, you almost always will see the guys running really, really high up in the line, maybe just a little bit down in the middle. This track, I would say you have a little bit more opportunity to get a line that you're more comfortable with. You have a lot more viable lines, I would say.
Yeah, also another thing about Michigan, because I always thought Auto Club and Michigan were the same, but I ran a back-to-back one time. They handle it completely differently. Michigan is a little bit easier on the tires than Auto Club is, if you ask me.
Well, it's also a lot less bumpy. I mean, take a look at some of those cars on Auto Club. They'll be bouncing around like they're in a trampoline. And one thing else to talk about really fast is with these cars, we've raced the Gen 6s and the Gen 7s, or at least I have on both of these tracks. These are a lot harder to get position, so you got to take whatever you can get because track position is going to be at a premium today.
That it is, and another thing you gotta do, especially if you're in the playoffs, is you gotta try to get as many stage points as possible, especially if you are on that cut line like Ethan and John and Justin. Cole really needs this really great race here tonight, and he's already starting to fall back later, and not fall back to third. Alan Kuhn is battling for the lead with Justin Barkley.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how someone that will kind of hard push at the start will end up, because you got to think, they're going to be thinking, all right, maybe if I do this. Oh, Angel!
Angel's into the wall, and that's going to collect the 24 and the 73.
Angel in the wall, and that is not going to be good for him, and he appears to have blown the engine. That also takes out Simone. And that could be Angel's playoff race done. So we're going to go back just a little bit.
Hit.
So it looked like Johnny was just trying to get under him and misjudges it ever so slightly. He corrects.
I don't know if they ever hit, did they?
If they did, it was very close. Malarkey runs in the back of Angel as well. So lucky for him that he won that race last week, because otherwise he would be in a very dangerous position then. So Angel's down pit road, most likely going to be in there for quite a while.
Joe, I'm slowing it down as much as I can go, and I don't think they ever touched. I don't know if Angel got arrow loose or if that a little bit of a chase favorite or net code, but I don't think they ever touched.
If they did touch, it would have been very slightly.
And a track like this, that's all it takes is the slightest of touches, especially rolling into the corner like that. Ethan barely made it through that wreck to get that car sideways.
Yeah, and looking at the points right now, Angel, he's not going to get any stage points. He came into this race third, and fifth place is only 3 points behind him. So Angel, I would safely say, that's a really big factor. Someone who I thought would be a contender to win it. He's probably not going to be in the championship 4 after that crash. Sucks after just slight contact and overcorrection just on lap number 4.
Also, another thing I noticed watching that wreck over is Grosso in that 8, another playoff guy. Got super lucky. He actually got that net code in his favor. He hit Angel, but I guess iRacing didn't register it, and he got damage, and the damage went away right away. So Grosso very lucky right there.
Gonna see if we can get the hit lane time. Does not look like it wants to tell us just yet, because typically you can use that to see who took what, because we don't have our guys rendered in for doing the pit stops. But I think Klein may have took 2.
Yeah, still going back to that wreck. Another guy who got lucky. He's not in the playoff, but Isaac Dagner ghosted right through the 12 Simonas he's spinning around.
Yeah, very lucky for him. Doesn't even look like there's a scratch on the 98.
He definitely hit Simone.
Well, Mark is down pit road, so I'm going to see if he wants to give us a chat real fast.
Yeah, that win last week definitely going to
Well, Justin,
help him
I
out.
bet you're really happy that you got that win last week because you could very easily have been in a situation like Angel where he's probably out of the playoffs now.
Yeah, that caught me off guard. Lap 2 there. I was just trying to take my time, and oh my God, he hit that wall so hard and ricocheted off it. I was like, whoa.
Well,
That
I got to ask it, Justin. Going in tonight, were you just trying to look for some momentum, or what were you looking for going into tonight, knowing you had that win? And does this throw a wrench into your plans going into next week?
I was just looking to have fun and help Ethan out and Steven and have a good time and get some practice here because Iowa's a totally different track. So we'll see. But the engine did blow up, so now we're officially done for tonight. So yeah, we'll see.
yeah, I mean, what do you got for your strategy for next week, though? Because at
Um,
least they're guaranteed in there.
Definitely need to finish the race. That'll be the first strategy. So
Yeah,
try
you
and
don't
avoid
want an
some.
early exit.
How about your qualifying above top 10?
Well, I'm always eighth. I'm always eighth. I can only qualify eighth, no matter how hard or how little. It's just eighth, no matter what. Somehow.
See, the thing
Um,
is, I always hate qualifying eighth because whenever I qualified eighth, I never won. I think that's my least one position from the top 10.
oh, it's too funny. Yeah, it'll be just my goal will be to survive and just be there at the end. I usually try and start these races and just kind of chill. That was actually my goal tonight. I kind of let one or two get by me on the outside, and just wasn't our night.
Well, considering what happened with your teammate last week in TMJ and Angel Hernandez now being out, I mean, that's big competition, too, that's out of the championship. So, unless something drastic happens, I mean, you could have perhaps a Rat Fink 2 people in the championship. Not sure if we'll be able to get 3 in there. I don't think so, yeah?
No, Steven and Pete aren't in the playoffs.
Yeah, so, hey, maybe you'll have that 50% chance of getting your team a championship.
50-50, I like it.
Ethan in there.
Oh, almost contact between 11 and 57 there as Alan Kunis is on his way to lead himself a lap here and get himself a nice little bonus point that he needs.
Definitely, but thank you very much for the chat, and good luck next week. Hopefully we don't have an early exit next week.
Yes, thank you for pulling me up. Good luck for the rest of the broadcast.
Thank you. All right, that was Justin Malarkey, who is now out of the race, and, ooh, man, big contact from the 98 and the 8, or the 92 and the 8. Looks like Klein may be regretting the 2-tire stop because he is definitely dropping back. Did you see that contact almost? It looked like he slid up just a little bit, and that right side of the rear end just kind of clocked Josh in the front ever so slightly. It could have been a really bad wreck, but luckily they saved it.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, man,
got
he was
Cole
wicked loose for a second.
Kolb going low and Kunis here. Kolb got pulled, but he still has yet to get a bonus point for leading the lap.
Well, at least he did
He's
get the
still
bonus
trying to get
point
around.
for qualifying. Now, it looks like he is taking a more aggressive line, I would say, because with Michigan, you know, it's more so a progressive banking. We'll go on board with Cole real quick so you can see what kind of I'm talking about. So going down the front straightaway, you'll see when we get into the corner, he's probably going to dive it down low right here. He's going to stay in line, but yeah, if you run that really low bit, you know, it's way less banked than maybe a lane or two up. So less banking is going to hurt your tires.
Yeah, and another thing I'm noticing about Kolb watching him is how he's turning in so aggressively going into the corners to try to ground Kunis. he's going to roast that right front up quicker than all these other guys kind of holding that middle line like Ethan, Justin, and Allen. So it's something to watch out for. The 11 laps click down going toward the end of the stage break. He might start falling back here pretty soon.
Yeah, let's take a look at Allen. Looks like everyone is running quite a bit of offset on the wheel. Let's see how Coons is running this one. Oh yeah, he's definitely running it quite softer. Probably putting a little bit of extra brake in the car, just trying to help it get turned around. I mean, you can run pretty flat with these cars considering the high downforce and the low power. But, you know, you don't want to do that constantly, because if you just run full power in the corners, that will hurt your rear tires as well.
Andrew getting a really good runoff here in corner exit. He's going to try to lead this lap, and I think he's going to get it ever so slightly. Cole just get that bonus point.
Yeah, Cole gets a bonus point, and Ethan sees an opportunity with the two cars side by side, wondering where Ethan's going to try to go. By the way, stage break is going to be at lap 30, so they have about 17 laps to kind of figure it out, see where everyone's going. John, for the first time in a bit, seeing him in the top 5. The 33 has not had a great playoffs, but he's kind of in the same boat as Andrew Cole, where they need to have a great finish today. Ethan would love to get a lap and win the race, perhaps.
Oh!
Side
I
draft.
thought there was any contact there.
Side draft
I mean,
like it's Daytona, but you know that's not going to work.
You would be amazed here in Michigan how much that side draft works. But if I'm someone like Ethan, you know, top 5 in each stage and top 5 for the race, all I really need to advance. So I really wouldn't be pushing the issue too much here.
Yeah, I mean, looks like
Oh,
who got in the wall
Someone
though?
got
Is
in
that
the
the
wall.
11? We give it a little
Not
bit of a rewind really
sure.
fast. Oh, Ethan has damage on the front.
yeah, that's what I was seeing. Ethan has some front end damage.
We'll rewind this and see what happened really fast. So
Oh, Ethan
Yeah,
has a
slow
lot of
down.
front end damage.
I'm thinking what happened is maybe the 11. Yeah, 11 got in the wall. Barkley
Oh,
had to check up a bit, and then the 35 just whacked him. So it's
Yeah,
not
and
going to be good
unlike-
for either one of these guys.
and unlike last week where Arrow doesn't really matter, Arrow is everything here at Michigan. So Ethan's only hope is now the one thing you don't want to do Michigan. What he's gonna have to do, he's gonna have to tuck in behind someone to finish out the stage and try to catch their draft. And that's the one thing we haven't talked about yet, Joe, is how much dirty air affects these cars and how much it tightens them up, especially rolling through the corners.
Well, the other problem with dirty air, too, is that when you're in dirty air, when it tightens up, that's also going to hurt your tires. So you really don't want to be running the same line as someone that is in front of you. And yeah, Ethan just is going to be desperate now. Just get in line, just hang in the draft, and just wait until he can get that damage fixed. Maybe salvage a point or two.
And
here
look who's
comes
right
the-
behind Ethan on the outside.
Yeah, I don't think Josh is going to let him get up to too many shenanigans considering last week. Eric Warman, by the way, good run for him so far today. He's up 11 positions. Highest mover so far. So yeah, looking at the 8, I think what Josh is probably going to try to do is probably just to squeeze under him. And, well, that's going to make it a lot easier because Ethan just smacked the wall, and that is not going to help his case.
I don't think Ethan realizes how much front end damage he has. He's just overdriving these corners trying to keep up with the field.
Well, I would assume that, Malarkey's probably watching them, so I would assume that Justin's probably talking to Ethan, being like, hey, you got a bunch of damage there. Let's try to get it down so we can just fix it under a caution. You have the 2 guaranteed stage cautions. I'm not sure how long that's going to take to fix, but we do have a caution actually, so that's perfect for Ethan. Not sure what the yellow flag is for, though.
Thomas is miking up saying my bad, so I'm thinking it's something to do with...
Greg Klein.
Oh! And I got Tony involved.
I must be seeing something else that I wasn't seeing then. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing really that Thomas could have really done there. I mean, he slammed the wall, came down under him. Not really much that Thomas can do there. So you gotta be careful. You don't want to run up that wall too hard. Otherwise, that can give you some problems. Because if you smack the wall good here, it's going to just kill your lap time. You'll just turn into a big old parachute. We're going to get pit stops done really fast, and then we'll head to a commercial break. Thank you to Severe Weather Country, by the way, for sponsoring this Cup season. Glad to have them as a partner for this season. And sponsor of the number 33 John Nidek machine. So I would assume that the 57 and the 35 are going to spend some extra time on pit road. Everyone is going to come down pit road to get
everyone but
tires.
Good old grumpy Grant Giberson. He's choosing to stay out here.
Yeah, Gibbs going to lead a lap. Maybe he thinks that he'll just be able to hang on and kind of just sit in line and kind of just draft off someone. I think that's what he's probably going to think he's going to try to do. And if you're that far back, why not go for it? So down pit road, everyone comes. Looks like it's going to probably be 4 tire stops for everyone. Get the gas up in there. And Coons looks like he's going to be the first off pit road. It's going to be Grosso, John, Warman, and Danger. We got Pete Van Sprundell. I haven't seen him there in a while. So a lot of the front guys appear to be taking repairs.
Yeah,
So
there's a
while they
lot
do
of
that-
guys still getting repairs.
While they do that, the top 5, Giberson, Coons, Grosso, Nedick, and Warman. We'll be right back on the Southern Broadcast Race Network. We are back on SBRN. Giberson's going to lead him down, and he has chosen the outside lane for that number 32. Probably actually a good idea. Force people to get you on the inside, and you can just kind of sit up high and leech off of people's drafts. You could say, whittling down the field already due to that accident. A few cars down pit road. And looking at the playoff situation right now, looking at it, looks like Coons going to be putting himself in a good position, perhaps. He's going to get 6 points as of right now in the bonus points for the stages. The only other guys that are looking to get stage points right now is John and Josh.
Yeah, I'll be, throughout the night, I'll be keeping a close tab on who's getting laps led and stage points and stuff like that. So we get an idea coming to the final stage on who's sitting where.
Yeah, right now it's going to appear to be about a 6-car battle. Because you have one guy that's already in the playoffs and one guy who is wrecked and most likely out.
Someone might want to tell Gib that paint seems a week late.
What paint scheme is that?
He's running the Taylor Swift paint scheme.
Well, maybe he just liked it so much that he decided to keep it. Good restart, though, on the high side. And I don't think John or Isaac is going to really appreciate that because they just got held up by a slow car, and looks like Gibbs' plan is going to fly out the window really, really fast. So we'll know how good old tires are. So if we ever get in that situation, I'm pretty sure if we have old tires, people are probably going to take the decision to take them. He's already fallen back to what appears around 8th place. And Allen going to be the leader.
Yeah, and Nidek, who's needing a really good race, currently sitting in 2nd place, and we'll only have eight laps to go in the first stage.
Yeah, this has probably been, so far at least, the best race that John has had in the playoffs so far. A lot of the races we've seen him in this playoffs, he's just not been that fast. He was not kind of the regular season John that we saw. You know, one win in the regular season, but, you know, don't let that one win kind of just disguise a great season, because he had more seconds than I think anyone else did. I mean, he was in the booth constantly. We were talking to him a ton. And John is going to be looking to put that 33. Number switched in the year from the 5 to the 33. I think he'll be happy to get that 33 in victory lane for maybe a chance at a championship this week.
Yeah, I think he goes ahead and gives himself a bonus point right there for leading that lap.
Now, I think if Josh Grosso manages to just snatch a decent stage finish, I think Josh will probably be in the playoffs as well, considering that he has over a 15-point lead.
Josh literally just needs to finish the race on the lead lap, and he'll probably advance it. 15 cars left on the lead lap. Josh has a 12-point lead over, really a 15-point lead over Angel, and Angel's out of the race. So in all reality, he has a 16-point lead over Ethan.
Yeah, because if we were to take the guys who
won the race last week and Angel out, is 16 points.
Allen would be the next closest guy, because Malarkey is in it, Angel's out with the wreck. And if we were to assume Ethan and Allen were in the same position, that's where they would be. Barkley's going to have to step it up, though, one of those guys. And I don't think that rear end damage is going to help him in any way, because he does not seem to have the speed he did before.
No, and the way his spoiler is crinkled up, yeah, that is producing so much drag on that car. It is not helping his speed up going down the straightaway. But the plus side is he does have his teammate Matt Fornes right in front of him to maybe give him a little bit of draft. As I say that, he goes up right in front of Ethan. And I don't know if you noticed it, Joe, but those two, they also have some history.
Yeah, they do, but we'll see what Fornes will do. He's probably going to try to drag along his teammate at least. And you can see what you're talking about with the dirty air, though, because Ethan got really, really tight behind Matt.
Yeah, and they're not on too much old tires. They're only 4 laps in, so it's definitely not the tires here. That was just a lot of dirty air getting put on that nose of the 35.
Yeah, both of those guys need to get moving, though, because they're in position to get no stage points. Only top 7 gets stage points. Wait, did I just see Bart? I could have sworn I just saw him go on apron for a second. I thought he slowed down. But we got a big old snake down the back straightaway with just a couple of laps to go in the stage. Caution's going to be coming out at lap 30. And the playoff drivers so far in the top 7, we got John, Allen, Josh, and Barkley and Flanagan are in 8th and 9th.
I'm kind of wondering, with Matt being right in front of his teammate Barkley, if Matt will kind of, on the last lap, slow it down a little bit and let Barkley get that bonus point. Should be something to watch here coming to the closing laps, but we got 3 laps to go on the stage.
Yeah, if Barkley's in a position, I could definitely see Matt doing that. Would make sense. You know, 1 point matters. We saw Connor Darnell earlier in the season. He lost out on moving into the championship 8, I believe, by just like 2 points. John Knight was the one that snuck in there and got around him. Darnell had a pretty decent regular season, but it just wasn't good enough. And then, you know, he had that deficit starting in the playoffs, and even though he had 2 solid races, just wasn't enough to get him in.
See what Matt does here is he's gonna, I don't know if he let Barkley by or if he just got in that corner really tight. But now Ethan's looking for the pass, and that's a fight for the final bonus point right there.
We'll give it a quick rewind, just see what happened to Matt. I don't know. But yeah, definitely these two are going to be fighting for every last point that they can get. And it looks like there's definitely going to be some more repairs perhaps on the 57, but you can only repair that thing so much.
Come to 1 to go here in the first stage.
Yeah, 1 to go first stage, and I think John should have it wrapped up pretty well, but keep an eye on that 80 car because he's making some move. Here comes Barkley trying to get in a few extra points.
And going back to the whole teammate thing, that 80 car is Ethan's teammate. Pete might do here to maybe try to get Ethan into that top 7.
Yeah, battling around for the final point. Looks like Ethan's going to fire it in there, but Barkley should have the draft coming off the corner.
Oh, how much is Ethan gonna block here?
He's going to block him all the way down the apron, but
And he's gonna get it. Wow.
he'll get that one stage point. Too bad that wasn't for the win, though. And John will win the stage. It's going to be John, Isaac, Warman, Grosso, Sprundell, Kuhns, and Ethan getting the final point in the stage. Now, looking at the points as of this moment, not including laps led or pole, Barkley came into this race 4 behind Ethan. So I think we can safely say he's now 5 behind Ethan.
He's still 4. Barkley's led a lap.
All right, and Kuhns finished 1 ahead. So I think Kuhns and Ethan may be tied now. So I would say right now the playoffs is looking like Grosso, Malarkey, Ethan, and Allen.
So just to give you a rundown so far, Allen's led a lap, Barkley's led a lap, John's led a lap, and Kolb has led a lap. Kolb also got the pole, and then John got 7 bonus points, Allen got 2, and Grosso got 4, Ethan got 1.
Yeah, and Kolb got none as well. So I think Kolb is in a position now where he has to win the race. John is going to be very close in points too because he got that 7 compared to the 1 from Ethan. So I think it's going to be pretty much a tie for that final spot. Well, actually, a tie for those final 2 spots. And I think Grosso is in a point where as long as he can, not get wrecked and have a halfway decent finish, I think he'll be fine. But pretty much we're in a position where Ethan, Allen, Barkley, and John, they all have a chance with that stage, but Kolb is in a position where he pretty much must win.
Yeah, after that stage, especially with John getting 7 bonus points right there, 8 total points today in the race so far. That's putting John in a really good spot, actually.
Yeah, I can't wait for those points to get done at the end of this thing because it is going to be close. T-Stan FD1, Ugg had a good car, but bad luck. Who is that in the chat?
T-Stan, that's Thomas Stanley.
Tom Stanley. I mean, you can buff it out. Call the Michelin Man. You'll be able to get that all fixed up. John will lead him off pit road. Isaac Grosso. Pretty speedy off pit road. And then it's Sprundell, Kuhns, Flanagan, Barkley, Frey, McComas, and Kolb, the top 10. Let's get an interview with Mr. John. All right, John, stage 1 winner. That is definitely what we want to see for the start of this race. And I would say that as of right now, you're pretty much in a 3-way, 4-way battle for the final 2 spots. How much does this first stage getting those points mean?
That means quite a bit. I'm pretty much driving my backside off to do everything I can to get in the final 4. But most importantly, I'm just having a lot of fun right now.
Hey, John, I gotta ask you, man. I've known you for a while. Talk us through what happened there with you and Angel. Didn't look like y'all touched. Do you think you got an air loose, or did you get a car contact from that?
I didn't get a car contact from that, and that's why I came across and told Angel, hey, man, I'm really sorry. I don't know what happened there, because I was on the inside of him, then all of a sudden he was gone. So I don't know if it was netcode or what, but either way, that was unintentional, and I feel extremely bad about it.
Oh, in my history of iRacing, even netcode gives you 4x, so I'm thinking at this point you just got him really air loose.
Yeah, it's still showing me a 0x right now. So I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, because
All right,
if you would have hit him, you would have gotten a 2x for causing the car to spin.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I just really hate it for Angel. He's raced me clean all year long, and there's several times we've pretty much racing for the same spot, and he always gets the raw end of the deal. And man, I just hate that. That's not how I drive, and I don't want to be that way.
All right, man. Good luck the rest of the race.
Thanks,
Good
guys.
luck. Maybe we'll see you again later.
That'd be okay, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it would. You got to represent Latte. Try to get us the second championship this season.
Oh, that's right. And severe weather country all the way.
Yeah, severe weather country. We'll definitely have to give them a shout out later. So I'll bring you up later to give them a shout.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Have a good race.
All right, so I got an update on points. I'll let everybody know after we go back green flag racing and what points are looking like after first stage.
All right, sounds good, Mr. Mathematician. I will tell you this though, as a driver for Latte, I'll put my biases just a little bit out there.
Just a little bit.
I hope I don't curse this man with the commentator curse.
As we go by green flag racing, John surprisingly electing to go to the inside lane, which here at Michigan, as I'm about to eat my words, I think he's about to clear Isaac here, but usually in Michigan, you want to go for the high step. He's able to clear the 98 and keep a hold of that lead.
I think you can abuse the inside just a little bit on the restart, but you don't want to be making a living down there. You do not want to be a bottom feeder. So I think John's going to be making the right move here. And, if Josh, is going to burn up his stuff, let him do it. He may lead a lap or whatever, but it'll hurt him in the long run unless a caution, I would say, comes up early. But the other thing is Josh does not have a draft down there. Not nearly the help either. It kind of works in the situation with the draft where the side with the most cars probably is going to be the faster side. So if you got no help down there, it's just going to make running the bottom that much harder.
So these guys get single file out. Quick update on points, and this is not counting most laps led and the biggest mover. The 2 bonus points we really won't find out until after the race is over.
Yep.
As of now, Grosso's still sitting in the lead with 370, and this is the stage points.
Yep.
There is a 4-way tie behind him at 3,051 with Angel, Ethan, Allen, and John. And unfortunately, Angel can't get no more points. So it's really just a 3-way tie at this point.
Where's Barkley sitting?
Barkley is sitting 4 out.
He's
Kolb
sitting 4
is
out.
sitting 12 out.
Yeah, so Kolb either needs to win or have an amazing stage and an amazing finish.
And I'm kind of wondering what happened to Kolb because he was looking really good. I'm seeing a little bit, not a lot, not as much as Justin, but there is a little bit of rear end damage on 11 cars. So I'm kind of wondering what happened to him there.
McComas on the wall, and it's going to be 3 wide for the 6th spot. Pete Van Sprendel and Kolb. Barkley on the bottom. It looks like he will clear Pete. He's going to kind of swallow himself back in the sucker hole. And now almost looked like it was going to be put 3 wide with Kolb, Flanagan, and Barkley. But Barkley's making a living on the bottom right now. It's working for him. But he's going to slide back up to the top, snipe off a position, and continue on trucking. I did notice, though, that Kolb on that first caution, or I believe it was a stage caution, I don't remember, he did spend a lot of time down pit road. So he was obviously fixing something.
Oh, whatever happened to him, it was the damage on his rear end, and I'm just kind of curious where he got it from.
Ooh, big
Ooh.
smack. 57 now in the rear of the 35. Looks like the 35 checked up a little bit, and the 92, Greg Klein, slides back and into the wall, and he's going to fall off quick.
One thing I know about Ethan is he's been lifting a lot sooner than a lot of these guys, and there've been a couple times Kolb got close, and I don't think Justin realized Ethan was lifting that early and had no time to check up really.
Well, Ethan is ahead of Justin. I think Grosso may have checked up a little bit. There was some sort of check up there on the high side around 4th, 5th position. And you can see also, but with these cars that are in the 4th, 5th, 1st to 5th is pretty much a snake. The rest of them were going 3 wide again.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I love about the next gen. And I prefer Gen 6, but at least in the next gen, you can take a hit and have no body damage. These Gen 6s, you get tapped and your whole rear end's crinkled up.
Oh, yeah, I mean, definitely.
As
I
Angel's
just don't like
back
those
out on track.
diffusers, though. Those things are ugly.
Angel's trying to possibly salvage a run here as he's back out on track. 27, about to go 28 laps down here.
Yeah, he is going incredibly slow right now. I don't know if that's due to his engine. I think it is due to his engine because, yeah, he is barely able to hit 6,500 RPMs. I mean, he's running, if we do the old speed test, he's running about 150. So he ain't going to go much faster than that. So I think it's only a matter of time until that engine just takes a crap.
And Ethan went to the low side, and it might end up biting him, as I don't think he's going to have really the speed down there with all this body damage he has. He's about to lose some spots to both Josh and now the 57 of Justin Barkley.
He's going to have to hang on with the 60. That's
And the
his
11
only
of Cole.
opportunity. I mean, he is pulling on the 60, but that's also because the 60 has no help, too.
I think Ethan's regretting that decision, as he just lost 2 spots trying to go to the inside.
Yeah, Cole making his way back up to the front, too. He's moved himself in the 6th. And right now, the biggest mover, we have a 3-way tie for that. It's going to be John NAIA, Grosso, and Eric Warman right now. Got a 3-way tie for biggest mover.
Yeah, and the great thing about the biggest mover bonus point is if you're tied for it with someone else, you both get that bonus point.
Yeah, so we could definitely have a tie between 1 or 2 drivers, because there's a lot of drivers who did not have great starts, but are making it up on the track.
Kewin still down on that low side. I think he's trying to find a spot to come up at. He might tuck in right here behind Ethan. No, he's not able to. Stephen McComas, Ethan's teammate's right behind him. He's still getting tracked. Anthony Frey gets by him.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of Anthony this season, and Coons is just continuing to try the inside line. It's just not working for him. And I mean, the more he tries that, the worse he's just going to make a situation with his tires. A big long snake in the top 10, and we'll be back after this commercial break on the Southern Broadcast Race Network. Crash on the back straightaway. And that is McComas and Giberson. Oh, man. Hard hit for both of them. That kind of reminds me of Park and Dale Jr. at Pocono. Way back in the day.
That was a hard lick. And Steve was having a good run, too, as he mic'd up and he said, sorry, trying to avoid the wall. Giberson not too happy, saying that you've done that one too many times this season. So, Temper's flaring here at Michigan. But one thing I was going to say about Anthony before that caution came out, before we went on break, is I don't think Allen was trying to stay low. He had nowhere to go. He could not get up on the high line. So he was literally stuck down there.
We're on board with the Stephen McComas machine. See what happened on board. Running in a decent position, appears to be 7th at this point. I don't know. I think he just goofed up. Kept it in the throttle, too. Oh, boy. Yeah, he definitely took a big one.
I think what happened there for Steven, I've been there, is I think he felt he was getting too close. I'm pretty sure I'll go cockpit and see it. Yeah, I think he felt he was getting too close, tried making a minor adjustment to stay away from the wall. As you see him kind of turn his wheel a little bit more to the left, he's about to hit the wall, and it just got him loose, and Gibb was there.
Yeah, I think he just thought maybe he was closer than he thought, because he was not that close. Maybe he just got spooked a little bit. Down pit road, everybody knows that they got to get tires because they'll just get left in the dust, like I believe Greg Klein was, or not Klein, Giberson was, when he stayed out. So everyone's going to make the smart decision, put on 4, and make their way out. Danger might get the first spot, and he will. Over John, it's going to be Grosso, Sprundell, Kolb, and Barkley. And then it's going to be Warman, Forns, Frey, and Alan Kunis. All right, caution is now out. We'll be back on the Southern Broadcast for Race Network. Going to go back to commercial. We'll be right back. We're back on the Southern Broadcast Race Network. Got the cars lined up, ready to get back to green. And see if maybe we can find someone to talk to, perhaps. I believe we got Isaac running down pit road trying to get a few comments from some people. Got, I believe, 15 laps to go on the stage. If I'm not mistaken, we're running 2-lap 60 for the second one. That would be correct, and then we'll be running 2-lap 100, a 40-lap stage. Isaac, what do you got down on pit road?
I was just going down there and filling in Ethan where he was sitting points-wise and basically telling him some tips that I'm seeing up here in the booth, something I used to do when I used to crew chief for Justin.
I bet you're happy that Justin's locked in the playoffs.
Yeah, he actually missed it. I think he missed it last season because one of the races around the 8 he wasn't there for, and he had to do a starting park, and he just couldn't make up enough points to make it a championship 4, and I think he missed it by 3 or 4 points.
Oh, man, that's unfortunate.
But luckily this year, Justin is locked in, and at this point, Nadi's looking really well. And he elected that inside line again. Let's see how it works out for him as we get to go back green flag racing.
Yeah, John, I would say at this point he doesn't have to worry about Josh because Josh is pretty well out there. Great restart by the 35, by the way. Ethan Flanagan going to put it 3 wide immediately. Not sure if he pulled one of my moves, but, you know, my moves are discreet. Hopefully his was too.
I think Ethan realized that Frey has a little bit of damage and a little bit slower and trying to get around as soon as possible. And one of the things I was telling Ethan when I went down there is to stop going low because we've seen it all race tonight, Joe. You go low, you're losing more spots than you're gaining unless you do it here on these fresh tires. This is the best time to use that low line. After, I would say, 4 or 5 laps, just tuck and line up high and just be content where you're at.
Going to take a quick look at the restart, see what happened here. Yeah, he just had a much better restart than Anthony did. Anthony tried to defend it, just couldn't do anything about it. And that good restart is going to put the 35 in 6th, and definitely is running oh my goodness. Definitely is running a lot better than what it was a few laps ago.
Also, something to keep an eye out on is we do have that 3-way tie basically for the final 3 spots, but if Kolb wins and there's still that 3-way tie, it's going to go into a tiebreaker. So definitely keep your eye on that 11 machine of Andrew Kolb as he's made his way back up into 3rd.
Yeah, Kolb is pretty much in the must-win situation right now, and if I'm not mistaken, tiebreakers are done by wins.
And Ethan would get that. Oh, warm and hard in the wall. Ethan somehow avoids him.
Yeah, warm and hard in the wall, and very lucky to not get run over. Give that a quick rewind and just see. Yeah, Ethan's very lucky because he had that gap. He would have had another face full of a bumper if he was not in a position to move away. But, you know, what I was saying just a moment ago with the points situation is of the 3 drivers that are kind of tied up there, Nidek has 1 win, Ethan has 3, Alan has none. So Alan would definitely be in the worst position if a tiebreaker had to be done. He is the only driver in the playoffs without a win.
Yeah, in the meantime, your pole sitter, the 11, Andrew Kolb, made his way around the 8 of Josh Gross, who's now in that 2nd spot. Slowly but surely knocking down these spots, and man, he needs these. Oh, contact
man.
There between the 90 and 11.
Looked like just a little bit of net code. Did not look like they really got into each other, but Isaac's going to get a little bit of a scare and slide down the inside. And Kolb, I mean, he needs every point he can get, but even if he wins the stage, he's going to have to go for that win. Because John, at this point, you know, getting those 7 points, John's going to be a really hard guy to catch. For Andrew, at least. You have Flanagan in 6th, who's going to get a couple extra bonus points. Barkley in 5th. You don't have to worry about Hernandez, and Coons is in 7th. So, yeah, I mean, Kolb can't rely on positions. He's going to have to go for the win. So I don't think it really matters where he finishes. He just needs to win.
Yeah, we have 8 laps to go on this stage. Andrew Kolb's going to look to the inside possibly here. No, he's staying the high side behind the 33 and Nidek almost gets into the back end there. In the meantime, Barkley going to the low side here. Barkley now in the top 3. Where did he come from?
I just noticed 35 in the sucker line is too. He got almost wrecked twice trying to get up there. And big speed from Andrew Kolb. He's probably going to try to get the past. But what lane do we go? Gives the 33 a little bit of a tap. It's going to slide Kolb up a bit. And Isaac Danger going to go for the lead. Danger has enough to clear. And we have big speed from Kolb. He's going to push the 33. A little bit of a blink out from the 98. That's standard for him. And it looks like Kolb is going to see if he's going to get any help on the bottom. Maybe try a little sprint car move, try to go down low, and then just slide him up top.
I will say this, Nidek was not happy with that bumper there going into turn 3 last time by.
Oh, definitely not. They're getting a little bit more wild. Halfway through the race, and people are getting a little less patient with each other. Seem to get each other a little bit more spread out. I don't think John's going to be too worried about Isaac leading, at least at this point right now. But he's going to still try for it looks like.
Well, with it being such a tight race for those transfer spots, every point matters. And the one branch in everybody's game plan is that 11 winning this race, with the 11 being so far back in points. It could really knock someone out of the playoffs. Well, it will knock someone out of the playoffs, but it could cause a tiebreaker.
Yeah, the person I'm most worried as, it would probably be Coons and Barkley. Because Barkley's just a little bit farther back, and Coons doesn't have a win. So those are the two that really don't want to see that 11 in victory lane today. And you can see the 98 and the 33 are kind of breaking off each other too from the draft, so they're able to keep that speed and prevent the 11 from drafting up on them. But you see Grosso as well, he was giving the 11 a little bit of a bump draft. Kolb has not won a race in the playoffs yet, and I would say he's had a rather disappointing postseason.
Yeah,
Not
and if
the
Kolb,
driver that we saw earlier this year.
if he can make his way into the playoffs, well, we're going for the championship 4. He might be the one that could win it all. I mean, he has done exceptionally well at short track, from what I can remember.
Yeah, Kolb did do pretty decent at all the short tracks. Looks like the 33 slowed up a little bit. Andrew going to try to get the run on the high side. Just doesn't have it, though.
4 to go here in this stage. Is one thing I'm noticing Kolb is he is trying to get his car in between John's and the wall, trying to get that run off the corner exit. He just can't quite get it because John is running that second line off the wall, but he's still getting a pretty good run off here.
Let's go on board the LI Chevy for a lap. I'd expect Grosso to maybe try to get to the 11, give him a nice bump in the corner. Won't do it. I mean, it's smart moving, though, by Isaac and Nidek, because Isaac's pretty much moved on to Latte now on that team. So you can tell that these two are working together in the Discord, definitely. And Kolb looks like he might be burned on the rest of the stage because he had a horrible exit. Here comes Justin Barkley on the bottom around the 35, and he might be going around. He might be getting a 3 for 1.
Oh my! That entrance, Barkley. Oh my goodness! On old tires, he somehow made it stick.
Yeah, makes it stick, but kind of like a sprint car slide job, you lose all the speed that you pull from that move. So he gets a 2 for 1, but he's just going to get passed back by the 60 and the 8. 3 wide.
Ethan can put 3 wide here, rolling through 1 and 2.
Ooh,
2 left
be
going to
careful,
save
Ethan.
Contact there.
Yeah, he's in that position where he could have definitely sent that 60 around. 2 to go, but we'll be heading to 1 to go this time by. Isaac, John, Kolb, Grosso, Coons, Barkley, and Klein, the top 7. Ethan trying to sneak in to get an extra bonus point. He needs it. White flag, 1 lap to go in stage 2. Now I could see Isaac definitely trying to defend. Maybe just feign a little mistaken block, quote unquote, to maybe let the 33 by. Comes down low and is looking to probably take the 33 with him. Well, with that big of a gap, the 33 is going to get a run. Looks
If
like
Ethan's going to send it in, going to 3, going to try to pick up that point.
it's going to be another
How
battle
do-
between the 35 and the 57 for the final spot.
I think the 57's going to get it. Yep, Barkley's going to get that point.
So will Ethan, though. Ethan will finish in 7th. So John making a good race for himself. He's gotten the pretty much almost the max points so far in the stages. Just missed out on 1 point. Isaac Danger, your stage 2 winner. It's been a latte day today because the latte boys have been really good today. They're 1-2 right now. Andrew Kolb 3rd, Grosso 4th, Kuhn's 5th, Barkley's 6th, Flanagan 7th, Klein 8th, Warman 9th, and Forens is 10th. To wrap up stage 1, I bet you're going to get these points figured out while we're under caution, I take it.
Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. By the way, did you ever figure out how much they can run on a tank of fuel?
No.
Might have to figure that out. I would assume that they'd have enough to make it, but with the cautions that we've been having, I don't think we're going to have to worry about a green flag pit stop. Isaac having his blinking adventures. Looks like there might be a little damage on that 98, perhaps. I'm not too sure, though. Mike Simone, geez, he's having an even worse time out there. Looks like he's getting back out there with his damage. Angel Hernandez still running with his damage car too, but he's pretty much far out at this point. It's kind of like a Davey Allison thing where you're running to finish up, but you have no chance at this point. Unless there's a humongous wreck that takes out all the contenders.
Wiley got the into pit lane after the stage point. That has moved. Gross is still up in the lead. Nidek has moved into 2nd.
What are the points?
Allen's-
What are the numbers?
So, I mean, this after the stage, of course, they're going to get the finishing spots added on. So Gross is at 374. John's at 357. Allen's at 3074, 57. Allen's at 3054. Ethan's at 3052, and with Justin beating Ethan out there, he's now only 3 behind Ethan at 3049. And Kolb actually with that stage break, he's at 3044. So Kolb, I mean, if Ethan and Justin have problems, Kolb might sneak his way into the championship without winning the
we
race.
got to keep in mind though that, okay, you're not talking about Malarkey, right?
Correct. I'm not.
All right,
I kept Malarkey and Angel out of it with Angel getting wrecked out.
So
Angel
as of now, who's our championship for?
If the race were to end right now, it would be Malarkey, Grosso, Ethan, and Allen. No, Malarkey, Grosso, John, and Allen. Ethan would be out.
All right, and Ethan is how far behind?
2 behind
points.
Allen.
And Barkley's how far behind Allen?
Barkley behind Allen is 5 points.
All right, sounds like it's going to be a very close race. So let's bring up Isaac Danger, stage 2 winner. Well, Isaac, it has been a latte day so far. Getting the stage 2 win, just over your teammate,
My
John
car's
Nidek.
gone. Or Joe, my car's dead.
What do you mean your car's dead?
I just went to shift from 3rd to 4th down the back stretch, and I accidentally put in 2nd. My race is over.
Oh, no. Good job, Joe. Give him broadcasting skills, bringing him up here. You scared him.
Did that happen before or after I got you in here?
It's like half a second before I was just going, oh no, Tony! Oh my. Alright. It was pretty good up until this point.
Well, I guess if that's a curse, I don't know what to say.
Oh
Damn.
man. How's the spectating? It's been a heck of a race so far out there. I can imagine it's putting on a good show.
It has been putting on a good show, and well, I was hoping that you may have a chance at the win today, but unfortunately not
hoping.
now then.
Sadly not. Oh, the humanity.
Oh man, that is unfortunate. But hey, I mean, we'll be You'll be pulling for John, I bet, up there, right?
Yeah, I really want to see him end up clinching it. He's got, so far, it looks like he's got the skill for the track today. He's had the position. It seems like it's a very track position dependent track, or like track position is going a far way.
Yeah, I mean, until you blew the motor, though, I mean, how'd your first 2 stages go?
Honestly, really nice. It was a smooth ride out there. Trying to keep my nose clean, which I feel like I've done pretty decent at because you got a lot of people racing for that spot.
Oh, hey,
With
you did a
that
good
being
job of it,
said,
though.
it's yeah, I was able to put some. I was able to put a decent effort in. Looks like oh, there they go. Uh, I'm looking forward to next week. Let's see, we're at Iowa. Have a
Yep.
good end of the season. And I'm curious to see who's going to pull it off here tonight.
Yeah, it's really close. As of right now, it would be John Grosso, Kuhns, and Malarkey.
Those are the spots up for grabs right now.
That's who we got as of this moment. But the biggest wrench in the system would be if the 11 were to pull off a win.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was out there racing, so I might have a little bit of a bias, but like, it definitely looks like he wants it to say the least. So he's
He
got the
does.
speed. He was up there running second. I think he might have even poked his nose in first for a time or two. But he's got what it takes potentially. It's
He's
only
just
a
not
matter
going
of
to want
time
to
to
be
see.
over aggressive, because if he's over aggressive, it's going to make it that much harder, because he'll burn up his stuff pretty quick. But well,
Exactly.
that's probably the worst commentator curse I've seen in a long time. But
Oh, it's all right. It gives me more time to go and actually watch this stage. We got a 40-lap stage here getting
Yeah.
underway, so
35 to go this time by, and well, good luck to Latte, I guess. But you send the good word over there, I guess.
yep. I'll send the good word and your regards.
All right. See you later.
See ya.
All right. That
Uh-oh.
was Isaac Danger. Man, that is unfortunate.
Yeah, so just a quick breakdown. This is what's going to have to happen for certain people to advance. Ethan, with Alan already getting his lap led, so he already got that bonus point.
Yep.
Ethan would either need to finish 2 spots ahead of him or lead a lap and only finish a spot ahead of him. But
Yep.
with Kolb, Kolb's coming in here now, and we know Kolb has the speed. Kolb wins. Ethan then has to contend with John. And John is 5 points ahead of him.
So he would need to finish at least 5 or better.
Correct, and I'm almost positive John probably got the most laps led, so John's probably 6 points ahead of him.
It's definitely a possibility, but with 30 plus laps to go, that can be taken away if someone sticks out there for a while.
I forgot to mention, Josh is leading his first laps of the race. I mean, Josh is pretty much locked in right now with a...
I mean, with the big lead, I mean, you got to consider that there's only 11 competitive cars on the track right now. So even if he was to finish dead last on of those cars, he'd still be in.
Yeah, and we're coming up on 29 to go, and Angel is 29 down. So the worst Josh could get right now would be 15. And with Gibb being out, yeah, so I think the worst Josh could get is he last keep taking down probably 12th or 11th. And I mean, so Josh is pretty much locked in right now.
Yeah, and it should be interesting to see the beef between the 35 and the 8, because the 35 is right behind them.
Yeah, and if I'm Ethan and Ethan's spots right here, at least we John getting the wall going through the tri-oval. I'm just riding it smart here. Don't use up your tires. Don't try to push for the lead. I think he's sitting 3 ahead of Allen right now, about to be 4 ahead of Allen, as Andrew and Allen are going at it for that 5th position. So he's sitting in a perfect spot. Hey, ride it out here, you advance. Keep Cole behind you, keep Allen 2 spots behind you, and you're good to go. It's yellow flag's out. I think that might have been for Angel, and it was for Angel down there low on the front stretch, or back stretch, I mean.
If I were to guess, I think his engine would have let go, perhaps.
His engine finally go kaboom.
It would appear so, perhaps.
What did happen? Yep, it let go. Rolling right through, right as he entered 1, it let go.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time for the 42.
He was trying to make something out of nothing.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's just only so much he could have done.
Well, if we're running a full length Coke 600, he might have time to get a second engine replacement done.
So I would assume everyone's probably going to come down pit road this time, but I was going to mention with the 35. I mean, the 35, he's not going to give Josh any sort of room, I would say, if it's going to come down to a win. Because, with John behind him, if John sticks that position, John's in. Kuhn's, I believe wholeheartedly that, he's capable of being in the top 3. You can't rely on, these two guys to just be behind you, so he might have to just go for that win. And I'm pretty sure they don't have exact, scoring right now. So Ethan's probably in the position where he's going to take whatever he can get. And considering what happened last week, he's probably going to give the 8 less than optimal room, perhaps.
Maybe.
Like, I mean, if it comes down to that, if it comes down to the end, and it's, the only opportunity is maybe putting a blue oval on that Chevy, why not?
I mean, I wouldn't do anything to make someone upset at you going into a championship race. That's the last thing you want. Is
Well,
get
here's the
raced
thing.
extra
If Ethan
hard.
doesn't have a chance to get in there without getting the win, what do you say then? Because it's a guy, it sucks to think about, maybe screwing a guy for a win, but, when it comes down to that, the 8, he's already locked in. It's not like if the 35 does something to the 8, it's really going to matter in terms of the championship because he's already in there. But, does it technically like maybe make him even then? What do you think?
Possibly.
I mean, we got a bunch of hungry people, and where on earth is John? He's fallen back a little bit. He's down in the 5th. So, John's still running pretty strong. And it looks like we have 12 cars out on the track right now. Alan Kuhns may have spent some time perhaps fixing some damage, because he definitely did fall back a bit, but he was running not too fast anyhow. So I'm thinking that something may have happened with him. So Josh Grosso's going to lead him down, and it looks like he's chose the outside lane. It's going to be Ethan. Then Cole Barkley, Nina Klein, Forns, Warman, Frey, and Sprundell. I will be right back in 10 seconds.
You talking to me?
All right, we're back on the Southern Broadcast Race Network. Just had to take care of one thing real quick. And what do you got for the final 27 laps?
It's hard to tell on a track like this. I don't even know what fuel mileage is like. I don't know if they can make it the rest of the way.
Well, they just pitted, so I think they'll be fine. Well, I would say the 2 guys I'm going to keep an eye on, well, actually the 3 guys right now, is going to be the 35, the 8, and the 11. 2 guys that really need a win. Well, actually, even the 57, they all need wins. So let's see what we can get. Top 4 should get interesting. Green flag. 35 and the 11 get a good start on the bottom, but also the 8, 57, and 92 good as well. Ethan going to fall a little bit down low, and I think Ethan might be able to clear as they come down in the
It's
exit.
going to be able to clear. If Ethan's able to lead this lap, that's going to help him out even a little bit more, because all he has to do is keep Allen behind him, but that 11 is coming fast, and that's the one guy Ethan does not want to win is that 11 of Andrew Cole, but they're side-by-side rolling for 3 and 4.
Allen, big gain on the restart. Sends it 3 wide with the 13 and the 57. Just try to maybe get any sort of draft you can on the 60. If Allen can get those 2 positions picked off, that'll definitely help him a lot. Will not have to fall back in line. Andrew Cole bleeding off of 1 and 2. But Ethan should have the run off the top side. Ooh, Barkley in the wall. Big slam for the 57. And that could be Barkley done for today, perhaps. If he does not get a chance to get that damage fixed, he's going to start dropping fast with that hard hit. Going to see if we can get a view of the 57 on his right side.
As Cole's able to get ahead of Ethan there in the 35. Bunch of mind games going on here. Ethan's trying to get around the 11. 11 throwing some blocks. Opened up the door for the 8 of Grosso to come in there.
Barkley doesn't look as bad as what I thought he would have. But Cole out to a big lead, and he's right in the position where he wants to be, and he can set his pace then. So he can maybe be able to save the tires a little bit better. One big long snake. I just got to see who wants to jump out of the snake. So far, no one right now. They're just kind of taking a little bit of different lines, just trying to avoid the tightening up of the car with the dirty air. Grosso right on the rear of the 35, but just not able to make any move right now. Kolb getting out to a big far lead, and if he does that, if he can just get out a little bit farther, the draft is going to be a little bit harder to deal with. So if you can get out to a decent size advantage, I doubt that they will, but who knows? If he is, that would be a big advantage for Andrew.
Yeah, and with Kolb winning this race, Ethan needs to beat Nidek by 4 spots now that he led the lap. And Nidek's running 5th, Ethan's running 2nd. So as it sits right now, Ethan is out.
So basically, John would have to lose 1 more spot.
If John loses 1 more spot, Ethan can stay in 2nd. Ethan would be in based off a tiebreaker, but Ethan would have to hold off the 2nd spot, and that 113 Eric Warman is looking to the inside.
Yeah, Warman's had an interesting playoffs. He's been doing pretty decent, but he's also had a few bad races too, and I'm surprised that he was maybe not able to get into the championship 8. Warman would definitely love that first win too. I think he would be a very popular win if he was able to get that first win. 23 to go across the line this time. And Flanagan has now caught Andrew Kolb. Going to run a little bit higher and see if he can get the draft. Cohen's on the outside once again. We're actually on the inside, but outside of the snake, finally going to find his way back in the line. 6th place.
Yeah, and if I'm Ethan, if he can't get around his 11, I'm rooting for that 60 around John.
You're rooting for Ethan, I take it.
I would like to see Ethan and John both make it. They're both good buddies of mine.
Oh yeah, that would definitely be interesting. See what the former Cup champion can do. And this is the last season of Gen 6 that we're running, so it would mean even more to perhaps get a win. Well, not even a win, but a championship in this final Gen 6 season in this league. So if you're looking to get that first win or you're looking to get that championship, now's the time to do it because you only got 1.5 races left. Coons looks to the inside, but just not able to complete the pass once again, just slowing up on exit.
Yeah, and that's the one thing, another thing I don't like with the Gen 6 is it is so hard to pass at almost every track you go to. It seems like it is just so difficult to pass. Unless you're on brand new tires, good luck.
The other problem, he doesn't have the help. And John's got to be careful now with the 60 because he just pulled down low. He lost a lot of speed. But if you're going to go down low, you really need that help. If you don't have the help, it's just going to make a situation like that just so much harder.
And Allen's going to throw it in there, going through 3 and 4. Eric's a little bit slower on the high line. I might give Allen a little bit of an advantage here as I say that John gets a really good runoff.
He has to be careful with how much he throws it in, though, because with him doing that, he's going to burn out his stuff, and it could make him vulnerable on the high side then.
And here comes Grosso working his way around the 35 of Ethan.
11 looking to pull the 8 along, but just does not have it. If Kolb goes down well, stay up the wall.
Ethan in the wall.
Ethan in the wall, and that's going to hurt his advantage on Nidek. He'll fall back to 5th. He might lose 6th and 7th too. Luckily for him, he still had enough speed to get around. Well, you're not going to get around, but keep the 60 and the 57 from getting around. 57 falls back just a little bit, and Ethan was just a little bit of a scrape of the wall. Could have been a lot worse. Now Warman shoved to the outside, and he'll probably take a fall back. And man, look at everyone just wall riding, getting so close to the wall. One mistake like Ethan had, and that could really ruin your race, and there goes Warman. Warman around.
Got collected in it.
And it looks like may have taken Ethan along with him.
Wow, that net code.
Oh,
wow.
We just had one little bit of mistake. Let's see what happened here.
Net code got him.
Well, why don't you go into the camera? We haven't gone in today. Well, in the chopper cam. So Warman is coming up. I think they would have hit anyway. Allen barely avoids it. Barkley gives the 13 just a little bit of a tap. I mean, it didn't look too bad on the 57's end of it, but definitely could have been worse. Let's take a look at the damage on the 57. Oh, big damage on the 57. Not as bad on Ethan, though, but that could really help Allen, though.
Yeah, the one thing I was mentioning right before that that wreck is, I was going to say, I don't see Josh getting around Andrew anytime soon, so those two are teammates, and I don't see him pulling a Ty Gibbs move either.
And now the thing we're worried about for Ethan is he has that damage. Barkley has big damage, so I don't know. Barkley may be out of it as of this moment. I mean, we'll see. Kolb will win the race off pit road. It's going to be Grosso, Kuhns, Nidek, Klein, Frey, Sprundell, and Matt Forns. So Barkley and Ethan going to be taking some time down pit road, and that could make the championship a little more certain for a few people. We'll be back on our final break, and then we'll be commercial free to the end. This is the Southern Broadcast Race Network. Welcome back to Michigan. We have 16 laps to go. Just want to say this, guys. Make sure you guys tune in for next season. The seasons are finishing up. ARCA is already finished up. Biorafferty, the champion there. Xfinity just has one more race to go. That's going to be on the 13th. One more race to go. Going to be having this next week. And Trucks is going to have one more race to go as well. We're going to be starting up next season very, very soon. Just waiting on the schedule. Actually, no, we are going to race on the 21st because Chase Harden does not know what he is doing. Wah, wah.
And they trust the guy to race control? Oh, Lord.
I thought you were race control.
No, I was feeling last week because Chase decided to sleep in through some alarms, I guess. How to get that beauty sleep.
Has to get the beauty sleep. Just trying to remember what day we first had it on, because remember we had all our schedules up there and whatnot. I believe the first race that we're going to have will be the mid-March. So we'll have a official date, but we're going to be restarting up all our seasons around mid-March. For those of you who are interested, SBRN will be bringing you all 4 seasons. So we got some new talent coming in, so make sure you watch out for that as well. All right. This is going to be for a chance at a championship. Grosso and Kolb, Kuhns, Neidick, and Klein. These 4 up at the front, I would say they feel a little bit better now. If you're in the 11, you just need to win. If you're in the 60 or the 33, you just need to finish good.
And Kuhn sent it in there in the 3, and it stuck, and now he's going to take the lead away here by a nose over the 8 of Grosso. I was kind of surprised to see Grosso slide up in front of his teammate, the 11, who I think he should know at this point he needs to win to be able to advance.
Yeah, if I'm like saying the 33 or if I'm in the 60, get whatever positions you can, but don't do anything that's going to be too risky. The guys that you're fighting are damaged and farther back. So the 33 and the 60, where they are right now, are good. But you got to keep in mind that 60, the 11's going to do everything he can to get around you.
Oh!
And there he goes.
Saves it, keeps it going, dirt checking it through the grass. And it has to be a heartbreak for Kolb. 12 to go here, sent all the way back.
I mean, he cut the 92 off pretty much. I mean, he was trying to get clear. Good running through the grass, though. And maybe that save will save his season, but who knows? He's far back now, but anything can still happen with 13 laps to go. Cautions can happen. But right now, looks like the championship's going to be the 60 to 8, the 33, and the 73 as of this moment. Kuhns would win and get himself on points and on the win. So it's not going to throw anyone out if Kuhns wins. I bet he'd love to get that first win. He's been really close. Kind of version 2 of John in the start of the season. He's been running good all year, but just has not managed to get that win. I mean, hey, wouldn't it be a story to have a winless driver win the championship? But he doesn't want to be winless this year. He wants to get that first win, and with that good lead, that's going to definitely help him. But Josh does have the advantage on the draft. So, if you're crew chiefing, the 60 or the 33, what are you telling him?
Crew chief for the 33?
Or the 60?
I mean, if they keep track of points like I have been, it's like, hey, just run how you're running, don't overdrive the car, you are in. The 60 and the 33, all they got to worry about the 35, when Ethan gets involved in that last wreck, I don't think he's nowhere near having the speed he wants to have. So I would just tell him, just run your race, don't overdrive the car, take it easy.
The mustache man, Matt Forns, having one of his best days of the year. He's had a struggle of a year so far. I'm pretty sure a top 3 would make him pretty happy. It's been a good race for him. I mean, he stayed out of trouble. Taking advantage of other people's misfortune. Pretty solid day so far, and I bet he'd be happy with the top 5. Van Sprondel going way down low. Not sure what he's trying to do down there.
Not sure. Maybe he's trying to fall back and link up with his teammate Ethan. Ethan is surrounded by 2 teammates right now. Maybe trying to get him up to the field to where he can make up some spots, but he would need to basically go and lead this race to advance at this point.
Tom Stanley back on the track. Hopefully he won't be a factor with just 8 laps to go, but he is going to appear to be pretty slow. Flanagan still hanging back with that damage. Just not really able to do anything. I mean, Malarkey's going to try to give him the help. But the thing I'm going to be interested to see is what happens if a caution comes out and you're in a position, maybe like Ethan, do you stay out? Do you go for it? What do you do?
Late race caution, a track like this, I mean, if you stay out with this small of a field, you're just going to get ate up on the lower tires. We saw Gibb drop from the lead back to 10th place and not even a lap. So,
and the thing that sucks for Cole, like, if a caution came out, if he didn't take tires, the only way he's going to get there is if literally 2 wrecks happen on the restart and we finish under yellow. It would make sense if you're playing the point game with a larger field, perhaps, but I mean, Andrew is in a must-win position, and, you know, that wouldn't work for him. And Ethan, he's pretty much in a must-win position, too, because his competition is 1st and 3rd. Grosso looking down low, seeing if he'll be able to get around Allen. A little bit of a crossover here, but he will get around just barely.
I know Allen wants his win, but if I'm in there with Allen, I'm telling him, hey, man, just let him by. I know you want that win, but you're in. If you start racing too hard and make a mistake and get wrecked out, there goes your chance at the championship.
Wouldn't Allen be a surprise to get that championship? You know, a season that on paper has been relatively decent, but nothing that you would say is amazing.
He almost won it last season.
And I would say he probably had a better season last season too, yeah?
Let me look at the stats. No, about the same season. About the same.
Yeah, I mean, he's turned it up in the playoffs. You know, not the best regular season, but, you know, 2 very good postseason races. And
we get a 5 to go this time by.
Grosso getting a little bit more aggressive. Hello, we got Zach in the chat. Yeah, we missed you last night. Had to do the works. But maybe next week I'll be there. Getting a bunch of crazy projects and whatnot. John wants to get that 33, that first win too. And he's now on the charge. Going to try to get around the 8. But just be careful, John. If you want to get the latte, the double pump latte, perhaps. I don't know what the hell you'd call it. The double dip strawberry. I don't know what you want to call it. Get severe weather country in the playoffs too for that final chance at the championship 4. Just hang on to it.
Yeah, he looks at inside and that opened a door for Matt Fornes with that 10 machine to possibly steal away that podium finish. As he's on the outside of the state, that Matt Fornes gets into the wall.
Yeah, slightly in the wall, so it's going to relieve a little bit of pressure off the 33. I mean, if I'm talking to John, like, I know John's a competitor. I know he wants to win. But just stay with it. You got it clinched right here. I mean, everyone up here has it clinched. So just stick with it. Don't do anything stupid.
Yeah, the top 3 are the 3 fighting for the final 3 chances spots. And they're just missing that 4th guy, Malarkey, who was caught up in that first wreck, multiple left down.
Everybody's spread out behind. So it's going to be a 3 to 4 car race for the win. Allen looking for his first win of the season. Grosso looking to get a momentum push into the final race. John Nidick looking for the first win in the 33. Matt Fornes looking for his first win in what's been a down season. big bump to the 8 car by the 33.
And 2 to go this time by.
I don't think Grosso's going to appreciate that too much. And John had to just kind of jerk it just a little bit, getting a little close to him. Matt Forn's going to go down low. He wants the podium.
He's going to send it in there. Slide job.
He'll slide it in there, and I think Matt should take the position and get the draft as well. White flag this time. 1 lap to go to see if Alan can get his first win. Josh is going to have the run, though. Eric Warman down low, lap car. I think he's going to get down on the apron, though.
And how aggressive is this 8?
It's going to help him, though. I mean, it's going to help him, though. He gets a little bit of a draft off of 33 or the 113. The 33 will probably hold his position. And he just needs to hold him off for one more corner. Here comes Grosso down low, going to try to pinch him on the bottom.
Oh, they're going to make contact. They're going to get loose.
Oh!
They're going to make more contact.
Matt Forns might try to steal it. 4 wide for the win. It's going to be Grosso.
Grosso going to get it on a last lap, last turn pass.
And
Coons, Noddick will round out your top 3.
Noddick just steals it from Forns, and we have a spin after the race. What happened here? And just get a replay of that.
I think Noddick got spun off the nose of Matt after the finish line.
Yeah, just a little bit of a bump got him loose. And the 60 may have tried to give him a little bit of a dump, but dang, it was close. And Forns got up in the wall too. And had a big crash on pit road. Looked like, yeah, the 10 he just let go of the wheel.
So your championship 4 is going to be Malarkey, Grosso, Coons, and Noddick.
Well, this one should be a rather interesting playoffs to see.
And Coons, for the second season in a row, in a system that's meant to reward people who win races, has made his way into the championship 4 with no wins.
Man, I bet he's disappointed, though. Coming that close. Get it taken at the last lap. Well, time to get the interviews. We got Alan Kunis, the second place finisher. Well, Alan, so close, but yet so far. But hey, you're in the championship 4.
Oh, did I make it?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Now these players better watch out next week. I'm telling you, I'm coming for them. After this, man, I want to win one of these damn things so bad. I thought I freaking had that one. He had to door me to get it, but that's okay. That's racing. Yeah, we'll come back next week with vengeance. So don't worry.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I mean, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm glad he got top 3, man. You came so close last season to winning that championship. You sent it in there on the last lap. Man, what's your plans going into next week?
I can't tell you how many laps I turned in Michigan this week, and it's going to be the same thing for Iowa next week. I'm just, we'll put a couple hours practicing each night this week, and I'm telling you, these boys better bring it. They better bring it.
So, after this race, it being Grosso, you, Noddick, and Malarkey, who do you think your biggest competition is going to be?
Definitely Grosso. I mean, you can't count any of them out. Really, I mean, if any of us stumble, somebody's going to take the spot and get the win. So, I mean, you're going to have, I've said it 1,000 times, you got to be perfect to beat these guys, and it's going to take being perfect next week to win. So.
All right, well, was one of your best races, I would say, this year in the Cup Series, and you got a chance, 25% chance to win at Iowa. How do you feel about Iowa?
It's a concrete racetrack, and I love concrete racetracks, so bring it. All
right. Well, second place today for you. Maybe we'll get the win next week. What do you got for shout-outs?
Definitely my wife. She heard a lot of curse words after we cross the finish line there, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure many of us would be like that.
My teammate Greg, he's awesome. Um, all the admins that put this on. You guys up in the booth. Severe Weather Country for sponsoring this thing. I mean, if this is my last time talking, I just thank everybody. So,
Well, hopefully it won't be your last time talking, but we will definitely keep an eye out for you next week, and good luck in the final race. Good job on the second. Have a good night, man. All right, John, the stage points coming into play today. Had a great run with the stage points. Did a tremendous job in the race. You're in the championship
13
4.
total.
Do what? I'm in the championship 4.
Yes,
Yep.
you are.
Yes, dude, that's awesome.
So, you were fast all day. Had a great race. Was probably your best playoff race I've seen you have so far. I mean, you were running your butt off, weren't you?
Dude, absolutely. I made a promise to myself early in the season that I was going to do everything I could to get to the championship 4 and try my darndest to win the championship. And man, that's what I'm doing. My guardian angel was watching over me tonight.
Yeah, and the 33, I bet it would be nice to maybe even get your first win in that number next week.
Yeah, that would be okay. But I could tell you, I've never turned a single lap at Iowa. I don't even know what to
Never.
expect. Never.
See, they said it was modeled after Richmond, but it does not drive like Richmond. Not at all.
If it's modeled after Richmond, I will finish 4th in the championship standings.
Well, they say it was designed with Richmond in mind, but it is much faster than Richmond and much more open than Richmond.
Well, you never know though. Anything can happen. I mean, it's pretty much a short track, right? It's kind of a short track, kind of an intermediate.
Imagine like a mile and a half that is shaped kind of like, ooh, I don't know, not so say like Chicagoland, but kind of that shape except without the curved backstretch, kind of like that, but short.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm definitely going to practice as much as I can this week. I mean, this is the biggest race of the season for me.
Yeah.
So I need to practice all I can and get as many laps, as much seat time, and then however they call, however it goes. I'll do my very best.
Yeah, do your very best, and let's see if you can get Latte the double dip, because I know Rat Fink's also going to be trying to do that with their guys. So good luck.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I want to say to my sponsors, Severe Weather Country Expeditions, the Twister Museum, Hairway to Heaven. I want to thank all of them for supporting me through this. It's been a lot of fun having them on the car, and I really appreciate everything that they've done for me. I want to say thank you to my wife. She supports me through this. She's always there for me, man, like my rock. And my mom. She's in heaven watching down. I know it.
Well, hopefully you can get that 33 in victory lane next week. Wouldn't that
That
be
would
something
be
special?
awesome. That's the number she picked for me. When I first started racing, she said, "Why don't you run the 33? That was your football number."
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, maybe it's just hanging on for that final race.
Yeah, and thank you guys for doing a heck of a job during the broadcast. Thank you to all the admins and the competitors. And again, I don't know what happened with the 42 early on in the race. Again, I apologize to him. I wish it never would have happened.
It looked like you just got loose, but we don't know. But good luck next week, and have a good night, man.
Thank you, sir. You guys have a good one.
You too. Josh Grosso, last lap pass for the win. You're already in it, but that win is definitely going to give you some momentum coming into next week.
Yeah, that finish was super fun. I was having fun all race, but that was probably one of the closest finishes I've had. Definitely best win.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough race. I mean, you were up there for a good portion of the race, weren't you?
Yeah, I think I was top 5 most of the race.
Yeah, I was thinking that, you and Angel were probably going to get TMJ in there for a 50% chance at a championship. You got, spun early. But, Iowa's coming up. It's going to be an interesting race, short track racing. What do you think of Iowa coming up?
I enjoy Iowa. I know not many people do, but I enjoy it. So I'm gonna practice a lot and hopefully do decent championship race.
Yeah,
See.
anything for Josh Isaac?
Yeah, this quick question. You and Andrew are teammates, right?
No, but we might be next
Oh.
year.
Oh, I thought you guys were, 'cause I was about to ask you what was going through your head when you passed him for the lead, knowing he needed a win to get in, but I thought you guys were teammates.
Oh, not yet.
Oh, you're talking about Alan?
We'll see.
What's up? No, 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 Andrew.
Oh, Andrew.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I do know that you ran with Andrew in Daytona 24. How did that go?
Not as great as we hoped, but we ended up getting like 5th or something.
They didn't
I
win
mean,
it like
hey, that's
you.
not bad, though.
No, it's not bad. Oh, you were also in like second to bottom split. We were in a 2K split.
Shut up. Don't matter.
Nah,
Win's a win.
I'm alright. Eh, eh, eh.
It's worse than bottom split 'cause they can't
You,
drive.
you were almost you're almost in there with who was it? There was that one guy in the bottom flip broadcast.
Oh,
You
yeah.
seen that video?
Yes.
Yeah, you're almost in with that guy.
Oh, boy.
Get him out of here. I'm done.
I mean, hey, you know what? A win's a win, though.
Yeah.
But so we had Alan in here, and he was saying you're the guy to watch out for. Who's the guy you're most worried about going into next week?
They're all equally as good, man. Everybody has a shot.
All right, man. Good luck next week. Put on a show for us.
And what do you got for
Yeah,
shout outs?
thanks. My whole team, honestly. Thomas, Michael wasn't here tonight. Angel said that he got turned early race, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I bet Thomas is going to be pretty happy that he's going to get a chance for one more championship with TMJ before he steps down at the end of the year. So, bet Thomas is going to be pulling real hard for you next.
I hope
race.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet he is having fun watching the broadcast. He was out for a good portion of the race.
Yeah.
But good job today, and we'll see you next week at Iowa.
Thanks, man. I'll see you.
Let's bring. Well, actually, that is all the drivers because we interviewed Malarkey earlier. I'm going to see if I can grab an owner, perhaps, or maybe someone else. We'll bring up Matt, even though he finished 4th. I want to talk to Matt Forns. Matt.
Yeah.
Man, so close, man. The mustache man almost getting the P3 finish, but man, it was a close race. How was it going for you in those final laps? You stuck behind a little bit, but you were running great at the end of the race.
Yeah, I was definitely had a better drive off than the guys in front of me. I think I got around John at one point. I kind of pulled a nasty little slide job on him. I went and apologized for that, and then I think the next lap I got into the wall and he got back around me. But if I hadn't have gotten into the wall, I think I would have had a better shot. But 'cause I definitely had a better drive off in 1, 2, and 3. So yeah, it is what it is. It was fun. I was having a blast. It was a fun race.
Well, glad to see you finish in a good spot because I know it's been a little bit of a rough season for you.
Oh yeah, it has. So I've not had a great season.
So, where'd you get your grip packs from? 'Cause you're usually not that fast.
I don't know, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never really ran that great at Michigan.
What did you put in your coffee this morning, man?
Just a little bit of cream and sugar.
Just a little bit?
Yeah. I did have an extra Pop-Tart for breakfast. Maybe that was it.
Maybe that's what it is. A little extra
Yeah.
food.
Maybe you got that wide awake coffee. I see that wide awake coffee at the store where the animals have their eyes bulging out of their head.
No, I don't drink that stuff. I'll be shaky for like 3 days.
All right. Well, good run, Matt, and hope you have good luck at Iowa.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good one.
You too. We'll bring in. Screw it. We've had the entire latte bunch in here today. We'll get the final one, Tony Frey, and then we'll head out. Tony.
What's going on, Joe?
Well, didn't have the greatest day today, but your team, you got a guy in the championship for. I know you had a little bit of a moment with your other driver, Isaac, tossing his engine at the end of stage 2, but how you feeling about John getting in the championship?
I'll tell you what, John has been consistent all season. I think he has a really great chance at getting it this season. Justin Malarkey's going to be tough competition. Josh has won 3 races this season. Alan Coons, he's been running hard, putting up the points. So I think it's anybody's championship. We'll see who makes the right move at the right time.
Yeah, hopefully there's not any incidents in the beginning of the race that take out contenders like Malarkey. I assume he's very thankful he got that win last week because he probably wouldn't be in it if he didn't get the points.
That is true. Yep.
And I believe that the points would have been updated by now. Yes, they would.
They are.
So at the end of Michigan, Malarkey would have been in by only 2 points.
Actually,
Oh, wow.
Actually, Justin would not have been in. Ethan was actually 2 points ahead of him, but because our point system does not allow us to advance winners from a round, I had to manually drop Ethan's points, so it pushed Malarkey up.
I see. So, man, Justin Barkley tied as well with Ethan. So, man, it was a real close finish at the end.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with Angel there. I don't know if that was net code or what the deal was.
It sounded like he just got loose.
Yeah, it was. I just saw him go straight into the wall. That's all I saw. So it was pretty tough luck for Angel. He's a strong racer. I'm sure he'll be right in contention next season.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good drivers out there. Had a few problems tonight, but we'll see what happens next season.
All right, you got anything for Tony Isaac?
No.
All right, well, good race today, Tony, and I bet you'll be pulling for John, not John. Yeah, John Knight at Iowa next week.
Oh, you know it. I'll probably spend some time with him this week doing some practice and teaching him what I know about Iowa. And don't know if I have anything to teach him, but I'm going to try to teach him something.
Now, be careful of the bumps.
Yep.
Teach him how not to get wrecked out early.
Just let him be surprised. Just tell him go full force speed back on turn 1 and 2.
No, Joe, I say that because I think the last 2 seasons Frey made it to the Final Four and he got wrecked out early in both races.
Yep, I sure did. The first one was lap 12, and the last season was lap 6, I think.
That's why I said teach him not to get wrecked out early.
Well, hopefully your guy will not continue that trend because he does not want to end up like Angel or Malarkey did today. But nice race, and we'll see how the team does in the final race.
Yeah, man, it should be pretty fun to watch.
Have a good night.
You too.
All right, we're going to go over the final playoffs and finishing order, get some final thoughts from Isaac, and then we'll be out of here. Grosso will win the race and will be in the lead for the championship. I believe everyone will be reset to even, though, for the championship 4. John Neidig will be second, Alan Kunis third. Malarkey, good thing he got that win because he would not have been in the playoffs had he not gotten that win. Ethan Flanagan just coming up short. He would have been in had Malarkey not won. He'll tie with Barkley, but will be in 5th position as right now in the tiebreaker due to wins. But, they are still going to be fighting for the positions for between 5th and 8th. Then it's going to be Kolb 4 behind those two, and Angel Hernandez is going to be 5 behind Ethan and Barkley. So we have Malarkey, Grosso, Neidig, and Kunis. They are going to be fighting for a championship.
And all are on separate teams.
all separate teams as well. What do you think is going to happen in Iowa, and what do you think of this race?
Um, I don't know about Iowa. I mean, you got your people who've been dominant all season. Malarkey, Grosso, they show speed week in and week out.
Yep.
Kewin snuck in with no wins. Nyack only has that one win. So it should be interesting. I mean, Iowa is not an easy track with these cars at all. So it should be interesting to see who has the speed and who's able to save their tires. They got 200 laps there, so I mean, you can't win it in the first stage, and all you gotta do is finish ahead of the other three guys. You don't necessarily gotta win the race. So we'll see.
We will see. Good run from Grosso. He wins the race on a last lap pass on Alan Coons. And we're going to have a big battle in Iowa for the championship. So make sure that you come next week to see who will become champion. I think a lot of the drivers said it best. Everyone is pretty equally skilled. Anyone can win. Just got to see what will happen. Hope to see you all next week. Thank you, Isaac, for coming in again today. Hopefully we'll see you again next week, too. And that'll be it for tonight. Good night, everybody. This is the Southern Broadcast Race Network. Josh Grosso is the winner at Michigan.